Okay, I think he's slightly terrified of what he just witnessed. Before, after. Let me get a tripod. Hello and welcome to Induction Studios. I'm a videographer, and this is Jazz. If you don't know, we released a video where I asked you guys to vote on the best name, and Jazz won. It's like a huge amount of votes, but hey, a community-named cat is still a win in my book. So over the past few months, you may have seen me uploading videos about slowly kind of upgrading my studio, from getting a new monitor stand to new studio monitor speaker holder doohickeys, and now I'm just kind of trying to make a nice little home studio set where I can record videos like this, do live streams, and just kind of really stay optimized with all the creative stuff I like to do. One thing that I always notice when making videos, and something that audio pros will have noticed already in this video, there's a little bit of reverb in this room. There's reverb in most rooms. Reverb is that delay of the sound bouncing around and slowly being absorbed. Here's a clap in this room, and here's a clap in like a gymnasium. That's why in gymnasiums, in schools, in big buildings, and in a lot of studios, you see a lot of YouTubers with this, they have these thingies. Acoustic panels. These absorb a lot of the sound reverberations and dampen it more. If you notice rooms that have couches and carpets and certain type of ceilings, popcorn ceilings, those are really good at absorbing the sound. And right now in this room, I mean, I have a carpet and everything else is wood and drywall, so there is still a bit of reverberation going on. Basically, I'm going to install some of these in my studio, and I'm going to do a video about it, because I have nothing better to do. Back there is a piece of plywood that I found that was actually the perfect size for a 2x8 grid of these things. That way I don't have to glue a bunch of them to the wall. But to have it actually hang like a picture, you need something like this, right? So I went to the garage, grabbed some spare chicken wire, and I bent these little guys. They're gonna sit flush on the back of the plywood and basically turn it into like a regular picture that I can hang and even move around depending on experiments. So let's do it. So Squirt, for this, I really don't want you getting burned by my hot glue. So I'm gonna have to put you out of my office. I'm sorry. Basically the idea is I can just glue them to the edge of this, possibly even at an angle like that, so they're almost flush. Well, shit. There we go. Okay, so here's where I'm thinking about putting it. There's Reggie, there's a window, there's a wall, and then here's my whole desk setup. This is kind of like right where stuff from my speakers reverberate, and just kind of everything around like the area where I'm talking. Sound is gonna bounce right here. It's the closest area to it. So that's where I'm gonna start to get the panels put up. So what I'm thinking about doing is just lining up the top of it with the top of the window well. Of course, now when I hold it in place, it bows away from the wall like 3 inches. Might have to warp it longer, but I'll at least get the screws put in place. The nails put in place. Reggie, don't judge me, I'm not good at words. But now I just need to figure out the best place for these to go based on how they sit in here. And to do that, I need a hammer. But I can't find my hammer. It's been missing for several weeks, so I'm going to use half of a 10-pound dumbbell, because I mean, it's not like I'm gonna ever work out again. Maybe right there. Awesome. I got a tiny little hole. Who needs a freaking hammer when you got one of these? I just realized I put the nail in before attaching it to the actual hanging bracket. Well, it's a good thing I got a fork, I guess. Make do with the tools you have, even if they are dirty forks. I've done this all along, because now I can tell where these actually are. What? You're kidding me. Of course the whole thing came out. As always, it seems to be way too complicated to do something so simple in my studio because of my luck and lack of organization. Okay, I think I finally got it where I want it. Huh. Beautiful. I still need to do a little bit more de-warping here, because as you can see, it pops away from the wall a little bit. I might put a screw or two in, but I might try to dewarp it a little bit more first. To be continued. Okay, so about an hour and a very well-needed shower later, I bent the board a little bit more, and it doesn't seem to have helped whatsoever. I don't know how easy that's going to be to see. Even though a section in the center seems to have straightened out a little bit, overall it's just still warped. Several years in the garage will do that for you. I might just have to put little screws on the bottom, but it's still going to be a lot less of a mess than gluing every single one of these things to the wall. So from a camera angle from here, it looks perfectly fine, even though it's sitting like an inch away. I'm curious how long this double-sided tape is that I got to actually put the panels onto the wood, but I'm wondering how much of it I'll need to try to stick that to the wall. Who knows? Who knows anything? Okay, is this not like the worst piece of double-sided tape I've ever had to use? There we go. I don't want to do an entire strip along the bottom of this, but maybe I'll do 3 little pieces. I will admit it is kind of satisfying to peel these things. I don't know how long it'll last, but so far it's holding. Now my next step is to cut off 4 of these at a time in small little squares and attach them to the back of these acoustic panels. It might be better to use hot glue for this, which I also still have in the room, but we'll try both and see which one is better. So I'm having a theory that these are going to be a lot more obnoxious than just putting little dabs of hot glue on each panel, because these will not peel off the double-sided tape doohickey. I mean, it holds, but I feel like hot glue might hold better. So I think I'll try hot glue for the next one. So I have to warm it up by plugging it in. Why was that so creepy? Okay, so in the interest of time, I'm going to cut to when that thing behind me is completely covered in acoustic panels. Okay, so here you go. There's my acoustic panels, almost tripped over the tripod. So at an angle and a distance, they look great, but you start to go to the center here and realize there's about a half-inch gap in between them here. I can color it in with magic marker or black paint, and then I could put an LED light strip through here and have this illuminate in a really cool way. So I have a bunch more of these. You probably saw me unpack them in the beginning of the video. So I'm going to experiment with other places in my room. I might put some on like the closet door. I might put some around there, or most likely some over on this side. But we'll see. We'll see. It's a good start, and I can't really do a side-by-side sound test until I have everything set up. But just for grins and giggles, to simulate kind of how it was in the beginning of the video, I'm going to say something that I said and compare it side by side. Hello. Welcome to Induction Studios, I'm a videographer. Hello and welcome to Induction Studios, I'm a videographer. And this is Jazz. Let's see, Michael of the future and everyone listening. Do these make a difference? Or am I gonna need a lot more of them? That looks so nice. But now it begs the question, should I flip my camera setup around and be on the same side as my microphone here, which actually allows me to have a lot of space. You can see my keyboard over here. You can't see all the other stuff that I've been working on looking nice behind me, but I don't know, this could be another option when it comes to a camera angle, at least when I'm using the little piano here. I do still kind of like this background maybe for certain circumstances, but hey, maybe it's too busy. But let me know your thoughts. Do you like this shot more, or do you like the one with Reggie, the window, and the new acoustic panels in the frame? And those will look even nicer if I get a colored light shining on them. Unless I think of something else to add on to this video, I will see you next time. I hope you have a great day, a great night, a great life. Subscribe to Induction Studios, and stay safe.
I can't remember who I am. I hope you used to recognize. I know I've changed. Things seem so perfect.